Went out in race 1, had a crap start. Got bait with a load of boulders and stones.
Hello and welcome to round 1 of the National Irish Motocross Championship, taking place from the capital of the People's Republic in Vernon Mountain, Cork City. It's 17th of March, meaning it's St. Patrick's Day, and rather than sitting on the high stool, the riders around Ireland have taken to the track to take on the opening round. It's a beautiful day today. The rain has gone away from yesterday, so we're looking forward to some fantastic racing today. Then behind me here we have the Grade C's finishing up their practice, with A's and B's coming up next. But before that, let's take a look at the track. Vernon Mount is a very historical place for Irish motocross, having hosted a World Championship in 93, 95 and most recently in 96, where a young Belgian by the name of Joel Smets took the 500 win on the day. And it all started here at this gate behind me. It's an historical point in Vernon Mount as you face this wall of clay to tear up into the first right hand corner to drop back down towards the main track and loop back around then to come on to the main starting straight. It's key here to get the good start to make sure you have the best chance of winning on this tight circuit. One of the toughest parts of the track here in Vernon Mount meets you straight off the start, and it's this downhill double right in front of me. As you can see, you need full commitment to make sure you reach the downside so you can get good on the brakes and make sure you're stopped up in time for the tight chicane that leads to the steepest downhill part of the circuit, bringing you straight into the valley. If it's not obvious already, Vernon Mount is a track full of character, and it's epitomised by this valley section here. Not only do the riders have to navigate through the stream and avoid the trees, but they also have this tabletop to contend with here behind me. But as you'll see a little bit later, not only is it enough for them to clear this tabletop, the really fast guys will tip the trees and land all the way down the far section here with snow on their helmets. Once you come out of the valley then here through this left-hander over to your right, you enter over the tabletop and come through the tunnel. This is also a unique characteristic of Vernon Mount. I think it's the only track in the country where you actually have a tunnel to go through, and the really cool thing about it is if you're hard on the power, you can really hear your bike as you go through, and as the exhaust vibrates back towards you before you power uphill and carry into the main arena of the circuit where you're visible to all the spectators. And it's only after we go through this tunnel here where we're really sure who has commanded the race after the start. So the riders burst out of the tunnel into the main arena here to traverse the hillside track at Vernon Mount. As you can see, tight uphills, downhills, tabletops and everything in between to battle through, as well as going in and out of the trees, which makes it really difficult to see the bumps and ruts that you want to get into. The fans have a great view of the track from the overtop bridge, which is just in front of the finish line tabletop, where you see the guys keep on the gas good and hard to try and clear that uphill table and bring you to the end of the lap. We're going to wrap it up here now for the track preview, but we'll catch up with the lap times to see who's qualified first and maybe what to expect from the winners for the day. So we've just finished up with the qualifying here in Vernon Mount, and in the MX2 class it was really tight at the top, with the top 3 riders only separated by 0.16 of a second, and that was James Mackrel from Jordan Keogh and Jake Sheridan. So really tight racing there, but the real talking point I suppose was in the MX1 class, where James Mackrel qualified again at the top of the field, but a 3-second gap on everyone else, where he's closely followed up by Robert Hamilton and Jason Meara. So we'll have to see what happens in the races throughout the day if he can keep up with that performance, but definitely in the MX2 class there'll be some tight racing up at the front. So we're here with James Doyle, who qualified 10th in the MX2 class today. And James, just tell us a little bit about your qualifying this morning.
It was wet and it was very difficult, but we got 10th and we were 7 seconds off the lead, which is it's okay, I'll take it, seeing as I got held up a little bit on my fast laps. But yeah, it's very one line, so it's going to be good to get a start in the first round.
And it's a long lap time too here as well. It's around 2 minutes or that, so 7 seconds maybe isn't that bad. It's not unachievable to maybe get to the top 5 maybe.
It all depends on the start really. If you're stuck back, if you get a bad jump, you're going to be just struggling to come up, and tear off's going to be an issue. Vision, roost, everything is just going to be a pain.
We'll have all that to deal with. And I see here after making the big switch to ride Raid on Honda and spent the last few years on Yamaha, so how's that switch going for you?
It's good so far. This is the first day out really on the new bike. 6 hours when we started this morning, so we'll give her a good lashing today, and we'll see how we get on.
Yeah, it's always a tough challenge to get comfortable in New York and everything, so the best of luck today, James. I'm sure you do well. Keep her up on 2 wheels and we'll get good result by the end of the championship, I suppose.
Thanks so much.
Perfect. catching up here again with Jordan Dunne. Jordan qualified 4th today. How are you feeling about everything?
Yeah, it was good. Track is really nice. It's starting to get rough already, so I'd say it's going to sort the out from the boys. There's a nice few lines coming into the track, so we got a good bit of rain, so there's a nice few ruts. I'd say though it will dry up, so hopefully we get some more rain to make some more lines.
Yeah, plenty of sunshine out there today, a big change from the rain we had yesterday, so that's good to see, and surely the track conditions will make for a better racing later in the day.
Oh, definitely, because as I said, if you have more lines, there's more opportunities to pass, and when the track does get more rougher, it gets more technical, so it kind of sorts the men out from the boys, as I said.
So we're at round 1 here today, so just tell me what your expectations for today and for the championship overall.
Do you know what my expectations this year is? Just kind of finish the year out. It's my first time racing up here, even the fact it is my home track. It's my first time racing there since 2017. I kind of 2 rough years, but I'm back now, and I'm not really looking to set the world on fire for the first couple of rounds. I'm just halfway through the year, I want to start picking it up and start getting a few good results, but for the time being just kind of finishing the races and get some race time.
Excellent, Jordan. Well, we wish you the very best of luck with it today and for the rest of the season as well.
Cheers, thanks very much.
And it's finally time for the first gate drop of the 2019 season. We have the A and B MX2 lined up at the gate. The 15-second board is up. We'll wait for the turn to 5 and pan around to the start. And here we go. At the start of the first race then, it was Aaron Gardner out to the lead, followed by Jake Sheridan, Lee Coffey, Jack Galvin, Jordan Keogh and James Mackrel, but Jake Sheridan able to make the move past Aaron Gardner on that downhill double off the start. By lap 2 it was Jake Sheridan able to make the push to the lead, followed closely by Jack Galvin and James Mackrel. Sheridan and Mackrel started to put a gap on the rest of the field, with Jordan Keogh moving into 3rd position. Mackrel had the speed though to push past Jake Sheridan and moved into the lead position, even with a punctured rear tyre, to take home the lead on a red flagged race. The first race of the MX2 class finished then with James Mackrel from Jordan Keogh, Jake Sheridan and Jack and David Galvin rounding out the top 5. So we're here with our man of the moment, James Mackrel, and James is going to give us a few words about how his day is going so far. So James qualified first in both groups, riding MX1 and MX2 today. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. Bit under the weather with that there, feeling good. So just under the races, after the first race there I got a puncture, first MX2 race, so just on the first MX1 race and see how we got on.
So you see you got the puncture there around lap 2 or 3. James is battling an illness here today. So maybe if the results drop off towards the end of the day we have something to blame, but trouble through it today with the puncture after the 2nd or 3rd lap and still managed a good finish. Do you know where you finished up?
Yeah, I've won the first MX2 race, so decent enough finish. Just a pity it got red flagged, or we could have gone the full distance, but yeah, no, it was good. Enjoyed it. And
a real top far throughout today was your 3-second gap on the rest of the field in MX1. So how did you manage that? Do you think you're doing anything special out there that no one else is, or?
No, don't think so. It's just qualifying, so we'll see how we get on the race. The race is always different. People up it, so see how it goes. Qualifying
is racing. So just to finish up then, do you want to tell us about your plans for the rest of the day and the rest of the season? What your expectations?
Yeah, just try and get a good start and try and do the same again in the next race and just take it from there, really.
So race by race. No problem at all. Well, we'll let James go here. He's battling through, but the very best of luck today and for the rest of the season, James. And And so it was time for the first gate drop of the Premier class in 2019. A and B MX1 are ready to start. Of course, James Mackrel with the lead qualifying time, followed by Robert Hamilton and Jason Meara, and Cork's own Jordan Dunne finishing it out in 4th. Some other names to look out for in this class, of course, were Jordan Keogh, John Meara, and on that beautiful Suzuki, Jim O'Neill, the number 15 on the yellow bike representing that brand. So let's go see the first gate drop of 2019, get out front, get a good start, and get a good start to the championship overall. At the start of the first MX1 race then, it was James Mackrel from Stephen Mullally, Jim O'Neill, Richard Bird, Jordan McCaw and Jordan Dunne. Mackrel would begin to stretch his lead then in front of a very smoky Richard Bird, John Meara, Jim O'Neill and Jordan Dunne. As to be expected, the Valley tabletops provided for some spectacular action, not least from Richard Bird as his machine was smoking through the air going through the trees. At the end of the first MX1 race then, it was James Mackrel with a 13-second lead finish over Richard Bird, followed by John Meara, Jordan McCaw and Jordan Dunne rounding out the top 5. Alright, so we're here with John Meara at the opening round. John, having a little catch up with you after the first race of the day. Do you want to tell us how your day is going so far?
It's okay. Qualifying this morning, I got off to a pretty bad start. Only got 2 laps in, a wee bit of a bike problem. Qualified 7th, so that was okay. Went out in race 1, had a crap start. Got beat with a load of boulders and stones, but got back to 3rd position, so it's okay. But I'm hoping the rest of the day is going to go a bit better.
So starting off today, qualifying in 7th, up to 3rd in the first race, so maybe a win or something on the cards in the next couple. Will we see that?
Well, that's the plan. You always go to the line looking for a P1, so I'm not happy to get it.
So we're just having a chat off camera a minute ago about an accident this time last year up in Desert Martin. A better start to this season so far anyway, rather than being launched out over the bars.
So far so good. Got a good suspension man, Moto 33, Ian Bailey in England. He got the suspension working unbelievable. So no, I'm delighted to have the bike set up so well for early on in the season, and just hopefully going to build the rest of the year.
So what's your plans and expectations for the rest of the season then, John? Where would you like to be at come the end of the season?
Well, every championship I've entered, I enter to win. I don't enter to come second place, so hopefully I have a few titles under our belt by the end of the season.
Excellent. Well, we wish you the very best of luck with it, John, and the best of luck with the rest of the day, and thanks for your time.
Thanks very much.
And now it's time for a quick advertisement from BeforeMX.com. BeforeMX.com is a website built exclusively for people who do off-road. We have several different categories for bikes, quads, vehicles, gear, casual clothing, parts and accessories. At the moment you can scroll down and see all the ads that are available for sale that are currently on the site. You can also choose any of the sections you're interested in from the top left, so if you want to view our current range of motocross bikes, you can do so by picking them from the hamburger bar. You can also place your own ads for free, of which the first 1,000 are, and you can do this by logging in with either your email address, your Google account or Facebook account. Simply click place ad on the top right of the screen, fill out the criteria as you normally would on other classified sites, And at the bottom then you can enter in the promo code B4MX2019 to have your ad placed for free right now. Any support you have is greatly appreciated. Thank you. And the blue flag is up for the second A and B MX2 race of the day. Wait for the 15-second board is up. Turn to the 5-second board. The revs will go and the gate will drop. Looks like one of the Galvins out front early. At the start of the second MX2 race then, it was David Galvin ahead of Stephen Kelly, Jake Sheridan, Jordan Keogh and Lee Coffey. David Galvin quickly began to stretch out his lead ahead of Jordan Keogh, with James Mackrel moving into third ahead of Jake Sheridan. David Galvin was carrying some incredible corner speed, but it couldn't help from James Mackrel closing in from behind. Mackrel made the move on David Galvin in lap 3 to take the lead position. At the end of MX2 race 2 then, it was James Mackrel from David Galvin and Jake Sheridan, with Jordan Keogh and Jack Galvin rounding out the top 5. It's time for the second Premier Class race of the day, the A and B MX1 up again. The blue flag is up, ready to start the race. 15-second board is up. And who do we see get out front of the start again? Off the blocks then in MX1 race 2, it was James Mackrel from Richard Bird, Steve Mullally, Jim O'Neill and Robert Hamilton. By the beginning of lap 2, it was James Mackrel from Richard Bird, Robert Hamilton and John Meara making his way into 4th. Mackrel was launching the wall jumper, followed then by Richard Bird, with John Meara having moved into 3rd position. As Mackrel stretched out in the lead, it was a disaster for John Meara as he had it coming together with a backmarker coming out of the tunnel. In dramatic style, there was nothing but steam and smoke rising from the track as John wrestled with the bike to get back going again, losing many positions and coming out behind Stephen Mullally for 7th place. 15 seconds ahead of Robert Hamilton, followed by Jason Meara, Richard Bird and Jordan McCall. We're into the third and final MX2 race here today. 15-second board is up. Watch it switch to 5 and the gate will drop and let them go. At the start of the third and final MX2 race then, it was David Galvin with a blistering start ahead of James Mackrel, Jordan Keogh, Jake Sheridan and David Robson. By the start of lap 2, it was David Galvin ahead of James Mackrel, with Jordan Keogh pushing hard, somehow managing to save this moment here. The battle for the lead really started to begin to heat up by lap 3. Mackrel, however, with DNF managing to break his first wheel of the day, possibly from a manoeuvre like this serious jump off the wall jump, handing the lead over to Jake Sheridan. The battle for second, however, really started to heat up, with Keogh beginning to pressure David Galvin as they traversed along the track and caught up to one another. Eventually Keogh, however, was able to make the move by holding on more power over the finish line tabletop and just edging in front of David Galvin, but it wasn't over yet. As Jake Sheridan somehow managed to stay upright after this moment here, Galvin began to put the head down and charge back after Keogh. Before the end of the race, however, Galvin couldn't quite make a move on Keogh, and the positions remained with Jake Sheridan taking the win from Jordan Keogh, David Galvin ahead of brother Jack Galvin, and David Robson rounding out the top 5. The overall result then for Grade A MX2 was Jake Sheridan ahead of Jordan Keogh, David Galvin, Jack Galvin, James Mackrel, James Doyle in 6th, David Robson, Dylan Steins, Lee Coffey and David Russell. We're into the final Premier Class race of the day, the A and B MX1. 15-second board is up. Switch to 5, the revs are up. Who's going to get the jump? At the start of the last MX1 race then, it was Stephen Mullally with the whole shot ahead of Robert Hamilton, John Meara, James Mackrel and Richard Bird. By the second lap, John Meara was able to move himself into first position ahead of James Mackrel, and brother Jason Meara following up in third position. John Meara looked strong out front and managed to put himself in a commanding lead, managing the race at his own speed and at his own time. James Mackrel, however, was forced to retire from his second race of the day due to a second broken wheel, and having put in a strong performances throughout the day, I was sure it was disappointing for him. Meara 1-2 then, with brother Jason pushing hard to catch up on John and even forced himself into this error here, but the two brothers would remain there until the end of the race, taking first and second in race 3. It was John Meara then taking first position in race 3, followed by his brother Jason, Richard Bird, Robert Hamilton and Jordan McCall. The overall for the day, however, in Grade A MX1, it was the consistency of Richard Bird which managed him to land in the first position, followed by John Meara, Jason Meara, Robert Hamilton, Jordan McCall in 5th, James Mackrel in 6th, Ryan Adair, Stephen Mullally, Jim O'Neill and Jordan Dunne rounding out the top 10. So we're just here with John Meara after the last race. John, won that final one, turned the day around. How do you feel overall?
Overall, you're only as good as your last race, aren't you? So to have a crappy, an average enough first race, shite second race, brilliant last race, so just keep building on it for the next round. And the wee team together, me and Jason put together there, him to finish second in that last race too is
excellent.
Really good now, buzzing.
Well done lads, great day. See more of it throughout the season. Alright, so we're catching up here with Jordan Dunne after the first day's racing. Jordan, an up and down day, some struggles throughout the day. Do you want to tell us how you got on?
Yeah, no, it was a good day. My riding was very good. As I said, this morning, I didn't ride here since 2017, but it was nice to get back behind the gate. I'm used to spectating nowadays, but yeah, it was good. The riding was very good. It's just the look, like my first race, I think I was 4th or 5th. I had a good weekend, or a good race in the first race. Second race, unfortunately, I had a problem. Rock hit my goggles, and I didn't really have goggles after the second lap, and then on the 4th lap, my clutch started slipping, so. I tried to nurse her home, and I done like the majority of the race in 5th gear, trying to like nurse the clutch home, but unfortunately it packed up and going up one of the hills, and I actually pushed the bike up the hill, but I thought I'd be able to get it over the finish line, but unfortunately I didn't, so that really sucks to be down a few points in the second race.
Yeah, I saw that there as you're going through the day, so in the second race there's nothing but piles of steam and smoke coming from just before the finish line. It was terrible.
And I just used so much energy trying to get the bike over the line, it's I didn't need to be using that much energy. But the third race, I got a half decent start. Starts weren't really very good this weekend, but I got a half decent start. It was kind of mid-back start, and I think I got up to like 6th or something like that, and I just kind of put the head down, and I just started to try and get a good motivate to get in a good rhythm, right smooth and on the pegs, and I did that, and I was really happy. But unfortunately the last 2 laps I got a puncher, but that's the joys of racing and hairback, but for me it was a good weekend. It was good to get back out, and I'm just looking forward to round 2 now.
Here and healthy and nothing broken and ready for the next round, so that's all we can ask for really.
Yeah, that's my main goal this year, is just to finish the championship all in one piece and not see any this year.
Thanks very much, Jordan. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for being here today? Any sponsors or support?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone who helped me out this year, CCM and all the lads in CAB and Mooney Sandy, and that's all helps, and Coach Sam, my fitness trainer, he came up today to support me, and so Ray McCasey was a big help to me. He's very busy preparing for the Ironman TT this year, but he took a day off and kind of pipboarded me for the race, and so his knowledge for the sport is actually phenomenal, so it's good to get someone like that.
Well, it's unbelievable commitment if he's taking a day off on a Sunday for St. Patrick's Day to help you out here, but it's great to see everybody getting in behind these riders and helping them get to the races. Thanks very much, Jordan.
Cheers, thanks very much.
Thank you. So that's it, we're wrapped up here for the first day of the first round of the National Irish Championship. overall a good day, weather-wise included. A couple of showers, but not too hectic. Track got very rough, but rideable at the same time. You know, that's what motocross is about. So the cream will rise to the top. A couple of red flags throughout the day and things, but overall a great success. And I was very happy to be here in Vernon Mount today, definitely. Before this, then stop the character if that's not obvious. So we've just finished up with the qualifying here at Vernon Mount, and in the MX2 class it's can't remember.